Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family part of your day. We always greatly. I trust and I hope that everybody had a fantastic weekend. Monday went good, so therefore your week is off to a good start. Hard to believe this is the last week in the month of April, and it's not even a full week because on Friday we'll hit the month of May. But if you jump on here live here on this Monday evening, the final Monday in the month of April, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Make sure to give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so and share the video on all social media platforms. Today is the birthday of the best radio personality of all time. I think anybody that knows me knows I'm all about the radio. I could listen to the radio all day and all night and never turn my TV on, and I'd be okay with it. But I think everybody knows the name Casey Kasem. If he was alive still, he'd be 94 years old today, born this day. Back in 1932, the best radio personality of all time. I'd say top 5 radio voices, but the best and most informative radio personality ever. But I found this article over the weekend and wanted to discuss it since we just wrapped up the NFL draft. Good evening, Keveron. Glad to have you here. As always, thank you for stopping by. The NFL draft for 2026 wrapped up over the weekend, so I thought this article would be interesting. It is every NFL team's worst quarterback ever. So notice it doesn't say worst drafted quarterback ever, just worst quarterback ever. So some of these quarterbacks were drafted by this team and some were not, but it was the worst quarterback to ever play for that NFL franchise. And one guy is on here twice, so he didn't just suck for one NFL team, he sucked for 2 NFL teams. And I actually recall him playing in college. He was very, very young. Well, I was very, very, very young when he was in college, but I do remember him being in college, and if I recall correctly, he was a pretty good NFL prospect coming out of college and just didn't pan out. But I think he was really, really, really good in college. We'll talk about him when I get there. Hey there, Barely Qualified. Glad to have you here. Hey there, Nate. Glad to have you here. And Barely Qualified and Nate, I don't know if I recognize y'all's names or not. If it's y'all's first time being here, whatever reason made y'all stop by the channel tonight, thank you very much. Feel free to give the video a like, a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share the video on all social media platforms, and tell your friends, tell your family about the article. And I found it. It lists all 32 teams in alphabetical order by the first name, not the nickname, so that's the order I wrote them down in. And Barely Qualified says, what do you think are the 5 easiest sports to play? 5 being easiest, 1 being hardest. That's a good question, Nate, but I guess really truly you'd have to play every sport in order to really truly answer it, because one person may struggle at baseball, but somebody like Willie Mays or Chipper Jones or Barry Bonds, who's the greatest baseball player of all time, will tell you baseball is the easiest sport to play, but it's because they were just born gifted to play that sport. With somebody can't hit a fastball is going to tell you baseball is the hardest sport to play. But now I will tell you this: I've been watching sports since I was 6 years old, so over 35 years. And I'll tell you this, in all my years of watching sports, I have always, always, always heard from people that are very knowledgeable about sports and that know all about sports. They all have said that the hardest thing to do in sports is hit a fastball in the game of baseball It doesn't mean that people might say, well, baseball's easy. Baseball might be easy as far as playing in the field or things like that, catching the ball. But the pitcher stands so close to the plate, you have a split second to react. If that ball's 99, 100 miles an hour, you've got to decide within a millisecond, am I going to swing or am I not? So just because I've heard so many people say that the hardest thing to do in all of sports is hit a fastball, I would say that would make baseball the hardest sport to play. It may not, in the totality of things, make the sport hard, but if you play baseball, you're going to face somebody that's going to throw fastballs because this day and time, that's all anybody does. So you might be the world's best bunter. You might have the world's best eye. You might be the world's best fielder. But if you can't hit a fastball, you're going to be out of the league in 5 years because that's all anybody does anymore. So I would say baseball would be the hardest. And to me, this sport to play, and I've played this sport not in a league or on a team, but just, around the house at local parks, things like that. To me, the easiest sport to play is badminton. It's fun, but it's very, very, very easy, and anybody can play badminton. There's nothing to it. It's fun, and it's a lot of exercise, but it's not hard. Hey there, Chip. Glad to have you here. Barely qualified. You're asking me all kind of questions I can't answer. But appreciate you being here. Chip, thank you so much for being here. But on to tonight's video. Now, before I get into it, one last thing. Barely qualified. You asked about candy. I'm the wrong person to ask because I like and soft candy. So I'm a bad influence when it comes to candy. So don't ask me because I like it all. Now, I prefer the soft only because the hard tears your teeth up, but the hard candy tastes good too, so I do eat it every now and then. But as long as it's candy, I'm all about it. I'm like a kid when it comes to candy. But the worst quarterback to play for every NFL team. Now, if you're a long-time football fan, you're probably going to know every one of these quarterbacks. But if you're a new football fan, or if you only follow, one certain team, your team, a lot of these you're not going to know. But if you're a longtime fan, or if you're a football aficionado, you'll know all these names. But number one, of course, alphabetically is Arizona Cardinals, and it's Josh Rosen. Number two, Atlanta Falcons, Randy Johnson. Number three, the Baltimore Ravens, Kyle Bowler. Number four, Buffalo, Nathan Peterman. Number five, Carolina, Jimmy Clausen. Number six, Chicago, Jonathan Quinn. Number seven, Cincinnati, Akili Smith. Thank you, Chip. I really appreciate that. I always enjoy getting compliments. And Akili Smith, to some people to this day, they say he is the biggest bust of all time. I don't know if I agree with that. I'd say he's top five, but I could think of a couple that I personally would have above him, but he would definitely be top five. Number eight, Cleveland, Deshaun Kaiser. Chip, I guess you can be my YouTube bestie. It's kind of hard to be best friends if, we don't talk in person or talk on the phone, but you can be my YouTube bestie. Number nine, Dallas, Ryan Leaf. Number 10, Denver, Paxton Lynch. And that's one that when Denver signed him, I thought, why in the world do they want that guy? I didn't think he was any good in college. Number 11, Detroit, Joey Harrington. Green Bay, Scott Tolzien. Houston, Brock Osweiler. Indianapolis, Curtis Painter. Jacksonville, Blaine Gabbert. Kansas City, Brody Croyle. Las Vegas, Jamarcus Russell. Now, of course, it says Las Vegas because currently in Las Vegas, but this is obviously with the name like Jamarcus. It's the history of the Raiders franchise. It just has them listed as Las Vegas because that's where they are now, but it's not just the franchise in Las Vegas. It's the franchise as a whole. Hey there, Noah. Glad to have you here. The Los Angeles Chargers, Ryan Leaf. The Los Angeles Rams, Keith Knoll. Miami, John Beck. Minnesota, Christian Ponder. New England, Scott Seculez. New Orleans, Heath Schuler. The New York Giants, Dave Brown. The New York Jets, Bryce Petty. Philadelphia, Bobby Hoying. Pittsburgh, Mark Malone. San Francisco, Giovanni Carmazzi. Seattle, Rick Mirer. I always hated that guy just because his name was Mirer. It sounded like somebody was trying to say admirer and left off the AD part. Tampa Bay, Vinny Testaverde. Tennessee, Zach Mettenberger. And last but not least, the Washington Commanders, Schuler. So Heath Schuler is the worst quarterback of all time for the Commanders and the worst quarterback of all time for the Saints. So it's got to be awful for Heath Schuler to not just suck in one town. You sucked in two towns, but he's the guy that I was talking about earlier in the video, talking about him in college because I was very young when he played for Tennessee. But if I remember correctly, he was there right before Peyton Manning, and I believe he didn't have like a Heisman Trophy campaign season, but I think he had pretty good numbers. And of course, back in those days, quarterbacks didn't throw the ball the way they do now. If I'm not mistaken, he had a good completion percentage, threw for a lot of yards, threw very few picks, had a good collegiate career, and I think he was very highly touted coming out of college. But the NFL, it just did not at all work out for Heath Schuler. Now he's got a son named Navy, and I think that's an awesome name for a son. He named his son Navy Schuler. He actually was a backup quarterback, I believe, at Tennessee a couple of years ago, but he was like fourth string, was really on the team because he was Heath's son and never saw the field. But any thoughts on any of this, please feel free to let me know. Hey there, Noah, good night to you as well. Come back some other time. And Noah, I don't know if I recognize your name or not. If you are new here, for whatever reason made you stop by the channel tonight, thank you very much. Feel free to give the video a like, a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends, tell your family all about the channel. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. Why did the donut go to the dentist? To get a filling. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, like, wrestling life.